Alright, we just passed 69 subs, boys. Hella pog, but we passed that since I'm just growing so fast. So we're probably gonna catch up to Dream soon. We're looking pretty good. We're growing faster than him, so that's just kind of nice. But in this video, I'm gonna be going over a full mage guide if you're sucky or you're really good. I've been playing Mage for a while, and I'm Mage 23, almost 24, and Keta 24. Now, I made a video of this. This was my first video, but it was trash, awkward, trash, and trash. So, I decided to make an updated guide since there's like 20 new items in the game, and it's just like so many stuff has changed. Plus, I won't be as awkward, I hope. But yeah, so let's just start off with what you're gonna need if you're beginner or late game, and that's gonna be reforges and pets. So pets, let's just start off. The only real mage pet is gonna be the sheep. So if you can't afford that, there's not really much else. You can get more of a damage or tankier pet, but to be honest, sheep is really the only good pet right now for mage. Reforges is what's going to get you your mana. Currently, I get like 5.5k mana holding my Spirit Scepter at the start of dungeon. At the end, I've gone up to 8k. But basically, what you're going to want on your armor is 3/4 Necrotic and Loving on your chest plate. If you can't afford Necrotic, then go with Wise, and if you can't afford Loving, go with Necrotic. If you can't afford Necrotic, go with Wise. So for broke, you just want full Wise. If you have more money, then 3/4 Necrotic with perfect tier. I meant Loving. This will cost you around like a mil to put on, which is actually kind of expensive just for reforges, but this is actually what's gonna affect you the most. The reason I have a perfect Necromancer hat right now is just because for floor 6, I'm just really I can tank with this Necromancer helmet, so I haven't really had the time to put it to Wise, but it also helps me tank a lot. But yeah, this is where you're gonna get all your mana. Definitely if you're going for like a Berserker build or Berserker Mage, then I think you should still keep these reforges. For your accessories, you're just gonna want, if you're a Berserker Mage, then you want like Shaded or Demonic, since it gives you strength and intelligence. If you're just going straight bats with your Spirit Scepter or your anything else, then just go with Bizarre, because that gives you the most amount of mana. But now, the weapons, you just want to go with Heroic, because that's the only one that gives mana, so, but yeah, that's basically all the reforges and the pets. It's quite simple, but now we get into the actual sets. So for beginner, we have like budget, like Kata 1, Kata 8, like 500k or so. This is gonna be quite simple. It's gonna be the Dreadlord sword. You can put like Ultimate Wise 2 on it or something, but just get an epic Dreadlord. It's as good as Bonzer Staff, literally. Like, it only costs 75k, and it's just really good for mage. The skull it deals is like literally Bonzo Staff. It gets farther range, plus a bigger radius AoE. So Dreadlord is really good. Put like Ult-Wise 2 or something. Heroic and 5-star. For armor, you're gonna want the Bonzer Mask, and which is Keta 1, and it costs like 200k right now. I'm not gonna check, but the rest of your armor, you're either gonna want 2/4 Rotten with 1/4 Heavy, just for damage and stuff. And if you put Wise on that, you'll get, since it is a dungeon item, and if you 5-star it, it's gonna actually give you more mana than a Wise piece. Now, Wise is gonna give you that 1/3 mana cost or 2/3 mana cost cheaper thing or whatever, but if you want to be a little more tanky, just use 1/4 like Rotten or 2/4 Rotten and 1/4 Heavy, because that'll give you good mana and a tankier bit, plus it's Keta 1. After you do this and you hit Keta 8, you're going to want to switch to Zombie Soldier. If you guys are looking to start your Berserker thing soon, like Berserker Mage soon, then I recommend going with Zombie Knight, since you can reforge it to Necrotic, still getting as much mana that you had while still getting a bunch of strength. But you either want to go Zombie Knight, which is Kata 14, which you might require some grinding, but Kata 8, you can just grab a Zombie Soldier piece. They're really cheap, and you should be able to pick an epic Zombie Soldier up for relatively quickly. Now, you can get a bunch of stuff at this level, but it is relatively expensive, plus Dreadlord is almost the same and is really cheap, so I recommend putting your money into a sheep pet. But yeah, after that, you want to upgrade to Legendary Zombie Soldier, if you have the money, and it requires the same amount of Kata, which is kind of nice. And since the main place you're going to get mana is your reforges, and legendary items give you more higher reforge things, then you're going to get more mana and probably a little more health and defense. After you get this, then you're starting to want to get into the more expensive things. So after you have Ledge Zombie Soldier, this is actually better than Adaptive, plus it's cheaper, more effective HP, and a little less mana, but that's fine. You're going to want to switch to, especially for the earlier, like floor 4 of 3, like Shadow Goggles or Dark Goggles, because the ability is just so good. But after Zombie Soldier, you're not going to want to go Adaptive. It is more expensive, but to be honest, it's not worth it, and to beat later floors, it's not going to work. The next thing you want to invest in is if you're going to be like, the Frozen Scythe. This is the next step after the Dreadlord or Bonzo, and combined with the Voodoo Doll, which is another weapon you're going to want early game, is just really OP. Again, Spider Pet comboed with one of these will stun the enemy, and plus you can just switch back to the shape, which is a nice benefit. Once you beat floor 4, you're going to want to get Spirit Boots, which is what I have on right now, and it allows you to fly, gives you a butt ton of mana, actually more than anything boots in the game right now, and it gives you a decent amount of HP and defense. After Spirit Boots, and when you have your Frozen Scythe, Sheep Pet, and Voodoo Doll, you then want to start switching into like tier 9. Now, you need floor 6 for Necromancer gear, which is actually really good for Mage and relatively cheap, but you're gonna have to complete floor 6. You're not gonna be able to beat this with low Kata level and a Zombie Soldier, so you either want to get tier 9 with Spirit Boots, and then like Zombie Soldier leggings, and get like a really good Bonzo mask so you can tank a little bit. But after you get Zombie Soldier, you can either go with like SA leggings and boots with like tier 9, or SA helmet to do like be a good Berserker Mage. But if you don't want to be a Berserker Mage, don't go with SA, because it's not really that good for Mage. But otherwise, just go for tier 9 and with a Bonzo mask in the floor 6, and if you just buy a carry or something, you might be able to beat it. Once you beat floor 6, you can then use the Necromancer Armor, which is really good. Once you have this money, then you want to start getting like all the good stuff, which is like a summoning ring, since summoning rings are actually really good, and you can, as a mage, you can spawn like big mobs without having to worry that much. Golems will cost a little bit, but as a mage you can do that, so if you have the money, get a summoning ring. Necromancer Armor, I actually prefer to wear the Shadow Goggles. It'll help you clear rooms a lot faster. I'm using this to tank in floor 6, since against the Terracottas you get annihilated even with a good healer. So I recommend stopping by, get a Necromancer helmet. It's going to cost like 3 to 4 mil, as long as it has hot potato books and some stars. I got tier 10 chest plate since I am Kata 24, but if you can't afford that, just get tier 9 5-star. And that'll be like Kata 20, I think. The next thing you want to do is get Necromancer Lord leggings. These give you more than Zombie Soldier, a crap ton more HP and defense. And by a crap ton, I mean a crap ton. Plus, if you have a summoning ring, you'll be able to spawn more of those summoning necromancer things. You're also gonna want to stop by and grab the Necromancer boots, but currently there's not many with stars and stuff, so I'm just waiting with Spirit Boots. These will work fine, they'll give more mana, but Necromancer boots are just gonna give way more EHP, more defense, everything. So my ending setup is this. Now, the reason I don't have a Necromancer chestplate, because it's actually way better than the tier 10, is because it actually costs like 58 mil, and if you're just gonna want to go for a little more budget and still quite effective, then you want to go with tier 10. Put less than like 3 on all your armor, and you should be able to easily tank in floor 6 in as a mage, which is really nice. You can also start tanking like LAs and everything as long as you put your armor on. Another tip is if you have a summoning ring, it's going to be really effective and be able to kill like LAs, SAs really quickly, since your guys will distract them and it'll actually just kill them. But yeah, that's my full mage guide. You're definitely going to want to stop by and get yourself a Spirit Scepter, and they're currently going for maxed around 33 mil, but yeah, that's my guide. You kind of want to switch from these shadow goggles with the Necromancer helm. Once at floor 6, you're just gonna want to switch to Necromancer helm, since this gives you no health and defense whatsoever, and the effective HP is just. I picked this up and it's gonna help a lot. This gives a crap ton of intelligence, so if you want to do damage, do this, and when you want to tank, you can just easily switch it out. But yeah, that's my guide. I highly recommend getting a dungeon 6 pot and have kind of what my setup is. If you can afford it, definitely go for the chestplate and the boots. But yeah, anyways, that's my guide, and peace.